What's good, gang? Welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be a great video. We're going to be analyzing the market on 151 SARs, the hottest cards inside of Pokemon's 151 set right now. So if you are fiending for these cards, you definitely want to pay attention to this video. I'm going to show you how to analyze the market and some of the prices and where you can get the cheapest, best bang for your buck from, right? That's what you want to pay attention to. So we're not just looking at US sites, we're also looking from the motherland straight out of Japan, and everything there is not cheap either. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at it. So to start the video, right, we're looking at the SARs on eBay sold listings, and there are so many nice cards inside of this set. This set has been all over the place, boxes anywhere from 120 to about 200 bucks a piece. Right? And I highly recommend, I always tell you guys, it's best to go ahead and search for a deal on the singles that you want to buy unless you just want to rip a box, because the odds are that you're not going to get the card that you want, and you'll come out a lot cheaper if you put a lot together and buy the cards that you want and need. So let's go ahead and look at this right quick. We have the beautiful Venusaur EX, one of the nice cards inside of the set, just sold for $68.23. These are not cheap. A ton of nice cards in this set, and it would be incredibly hard to actually finish this set. There's so many hollows and Master Ball hollows and everything else. So scrolling down, we have a best offer accepted on the Charizard, under 200 bucks. We have the Zapdos, $108 for this card. The Mew, this is the one that I want. This is a really nice card. If you don't know, if you shift the card right, the sunset actually moves on this card. A really cool looking artwork, between $215 to about $225 still on this card right now. One sold actually at $210. I do think these prices will cool off. I think long term this is going to be a set to have. Printing wise, it's hard to tell because I see mountains of 151 all over the place. It seems to be a lot of it printed into oblivion. Really hard to tell what's going to happen with this set right now. I think when the English side comes out as well in a few months, it's going to bring the prices down a little bit more, because all of the American, and I mean, of course, international buyers are going to dip into the American side as well, bringing these prices down. But they will stabilize and probably go back in the future, because on the American side, you're probably going to get worse quality, and they're probably going to go ahead and print that shit into oblivion like they always do and just overprint it just like the Charizard UPC. So moving on down, the Alakazam. This is another big hunt that everybody's going for, $59.99. This was actually a pretty good deal. You got two Alakazams right here for $51.97. $49 for the Alakazam. And the Blastoise, this is my other chase right here. I want this one more than the Charizard. 60 bucks. 60 bucks for this card. The Erica, the main chase inside of the entire set. You have the SR and the SAR. This is the SAR, and it's best offer accepted. This is a really stunning and beautiful card as well. So let's just go ahead and shift over, right? We're going to shift over to 130point.com. Now, if you don't know, right, 130point.com is where you can see all the eBay listings that show what best offer was actually accepted. So a lot of sellers are going to try to sell you the crossed out price that you see on eBay, trying to tell you that's what it sold for, when that is not the case. If you don't know how to check it, you don't know how much less that card actually sold for. So here's an example right here, right? So this Venusaur was on sale for 70 bucks, and the best offer accepted was $65. You can see that right here. That's what it sold for on June 24th. The Charizard, $200, sold for $190. The Zapdos, hovering right around $92.88. Blastoise, hovering around a $60 to $70 range. Really nice cards. And of course, we already talked about the Mew, hovering between about 200 to 220 bucks. One actually sold for 187. Best offer accepted from 225. And you can see all that stuff yourself. So I'm not going to go through every single listing. Right now, what we want to do is see where you can find the best price. So we're going to head over here to UUTay. If you don't know what UUTay is, it's a Japanese store inside of Japan that you can actually put a plug-in on Buyee and some other sites, and you can buy directly from this shop, and they can ship the cards to Buyee, and Buyee can ship the cards to you. I have purchased from UUTay plenty of times, and the cards came in phenomenal condition. Pikachu promos that actually graded 10. So this is a very trustworthy source. Very easy, right? It is in Japanese. You do have to translate the site. You have a search bar up here where you can actually search what you want to find. And at the top of the page, you can search all of your different TCGs, and then find Pokemon. And 151, there was a banner at the top of the site, so I clicked on it. It brought up all of the 151 cards, and you can see how many are actually remaining. So if you see a circle, that means that is 0, right? That means there's no more of that card at their store currently, and you can see how much it costs, and you can add it directly to your cart. So coming on down, right, some of the hit cards, I was searching UUT, and sometimes you can find really, really good deals. A lot of people don't want you to know about this site. They're probably not going to mention it, or they just don't know about it. But there's plenty of sites out there. This is not the be-all. And when you look at some of your hit cards, right, you have the Blastoise sitting right around 9,980 yen. That's still around a $60 range. You have the Erica's Invitation, 79,800 yen. That is around $555 for this card right here. So the cards seem to be right there on the market with eBay. eBay, I checked the prices. You can check them yourself as well. And a lot of the prices were very similar to what you see on UUT. That is not really a great deal to me because you have to pay possibly import charges, right? When you ship it, you have to pay shipping and consolidation fees and stuff like that. So when you purchase from Buyee, if you ship this there, you want to make sure that you buy a lot of cards at once, so that way you can actually save on your shipping and if you have import fees inside of your country. So I would not recommend UUT at this moment, but it is a very cool site to check out, especially for older cards where you can get some deals. But if you want to buy some bundles, right, and you can't find the card you want, here's an example. The Erica's Invitation, they have 3 sitting here, and the Mew, they have 5. You can grab those all in one go. Now, moving over to Buyee itself. So I went to Buyee. I typically search on Macari, and then I translate it, and I look up 151 SAR. You can look up whatever you want. If you have an issue trying to find what you're looking for, go to Google Translate and then translate it to Japanese and then play around with it and put it in the search bar. But looking at Macari, you can see some of the cards that popped up. And I live in Europe, right? I live in Germany, so you're going to see the price in euro, but that's a lot closer to the American price to give you an idea. So we're not really converting from yen. But right here, the Mew inside of this magnetic case is 128 euro, which is right around $132. That is very, very cheap for this card. This card is sitting around $190 to $220. The Erica's Invitation, that is fake, right? Whatever this is, $13. That obviously that's not the actual Erica's Invitation. So watch out for that stuff. Now coming down to this one right here, $371.80. The actual Erica's Invitation, we'll click on it. That's sitting right around $390. That is incredibly cheap. This is a $455 card and sold between anywhere around $500 to $900 when it first released on eBay. Now, when you pull up a listing, you want to look at everything. It says right here, they'll ship in 1 to 2 days, no obvious damages or dirt. $371, you're not really haggling right on this site. You're going to buy it or you're not. You're looking at the rating. You have 8 good reviews. You have 0, okay, and then you have 0 bad. So you want to pay attention to that stuff. And then you want to actually look at the photos in detail to make sure you are getting a good card. Look at the centering. Look at all the stuff. A lot of great sellers will put that black background behind the card, in all honesty, to show you if it's in good condition or not, right? It helps you see if there's any whitening on this card. This card seems to be in very good condition, and you can actually go down to the translation, and you want to actually translate this to your native language. So we're going to go down to English for me, and it says immediately after opening, it is stored in a sleeve or magnetic holder. There are no horizontal lines, so no print lines on this card. Very, very good, right? I think this card is a great pickup on Buyee. So honestly, going between eBay, UUT, and Buyee, I would say that right now Buyee seems to be the best bang for your buck because that is where I have found the cheapest cards thus far. Now, I bought from Buyee hundreds of times, hundreds of different items. I've only been scammed twice. Once on Yahoo Auctions, and I also bought something that was too good to be true. I'm going to be honest with you. It was a poncho card. It was still very expensive, under $1,000, but still too cheap for what you would think would be a real card. Now, it may not say it's a fake, it's a proxy. Buyee will fight you to try to not pay you back for fake cards that come through the mail. And it's not because they're a bad company. It's because they're only really a middleman service, right? They're only doing what you tell them to do. They can send photos of the product before they send it to you. If you don't pay for that, then that's on you, right? But they're not the ones actually selling the car. They're not eBay. They're a middleman service. So I am fighting PayPal currently for an issue that I went through with Buyee. And this is not to deter any of you. This is basically to say that stuff does happen, right? It would happen anywhere on social media, on eBay, anywhere you go, you can get scammed. So biggest advice, right? It has worked for me. Do not solely rely on PayPal. And that's for anything. That's for person-to-person transactions, peer-to-peer, whatever it may be, right? If you're shopping from Target, Walmart, a different store, a TCG, LGS, whatever it is, I highly recommend that you connect the credit card, if you have one, to your PayPal, and you pay through a credit card through PayPal. Because if PayPal gives you issues, credit card companies will be quick to give, if you have proof, right, a chargeback and give your money back without fighting you, if you have proof, right? And basically what that's coded as is an item not as described. So if you do it through your online portal, or you call the company and you say, hey, my intention was to purchase a real card, I paid this for this, I have proof, I have pictures and all that, and the card came in and it's not what you expected, then you can claim that as a chargeback to your credit card company. And I promise you guys, you will have less of a problem dealing with them than you will with PayPal. PayPal has been trash to me, right? Trash. But just to let y'all know that. So you guys can go ahead and look at the rest of the listings. There's a lot of great deals on here. You have Giovanni for €30, roughly $32. Blastoise for only €40, roughly about $43 right here. So a lot of these cards on Buyee seem to be much cheaper than you would find on eBay and UUT. So go ahead and check it out. Like I said, bundle a lot together. And also on Buyee, when you log in, you can actually clip coupons, which often give you free service fees or discounts on shipping, making it all the better. So I hope y'all enjoyed this content. If you want to see something else, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Are you picking up 151? And I'll be back soon with another video, and I'll see y'all later. Out.